Hello everybody and welcome. It's getting towards the back end of 2020 now. What a horrible year it's been, but I'm going to try and find some good things for this year. I'm going to do my review of my top 10 music purchases of 2020. Just those things that have kept me going really through a pretty awful year. So here we are in the middle of December, and still there's one big unknown that is still to come, and that of course is McCartney III. I don't really know where this is going to go. I can't put it in the top 10 yet because I haven't got it, I haven't heard it, but I can't do a review of 2020 without at least mentioning it. So it's coming in the next few days, and I've avoided pretty much listening to anything from it. I've heard one song once in really awful quality, and I don't want to hear it again until the album comes out. I want to hit it fresh. I'm going to do a live stream, possibly even 2 live streams on the day of release, where you're invited to come and listen to the album with me. I'm going to play the album probably through headphones because I won't be able to broadcast it on YouTube, and just listen along with me. We'll talk about it as we go along. So I'm going to do that on the 18th of December, but McCartney III, I mean, who would have thought at the start of this year that would be coming? In all its 854 configurations that we're getting, I'm not going to get upset about that as some people have. As far as I see, it's the album, and you've got a choice of which colour you can have it in. If any of us buy multiple copies, of which I'll hold my hand up, that's down to us, I think. But anyway, I couldn't let a review of 2020 go without mentioning McCartney III. Who would have thought it? It's finally coming. But anyway, so here's the top 10 things that I actually have got that I've bought during 2020. So I'm gonna do a reverse countdown. In number 10, some of these are CDs, some of them are vinyl. At number 10, it's a CD. I got this, probably a couple of months ago. This is a reissue of Tears for Fears, Sowing the Seeds of Love, their album from, was it 1989 or 1990? But anyway, it's a cracking album, and I've never really had a proper copy of this album, and some of the songs on it, Woman in Chains with Olita Adams at the start is a beautiful song. Bad Man's Song, Sowing the Seeds of Love. There's some great stuff on here that I knew, and I've been able to sort of appreciate some of the things that I didn't really know. Like there's a song called Year of the Knife, which I've really been loving on that. And I particularly wanted to pick this out as well because I think this is there's a trend been starting that I've noticed over the last few months, unless it's been going on for ages and I've just not noticed. But I noticed it with this album. This is a nice CD package. It opens all up and everything. You've got a bonus disc, loads of extras, and it was only about 12 quid, which is pretty good. But what they did was they made the main album available in just a very sort of bare bones cardboard sleeve for about £6 or £7, and I've noticed that happening a few times. If you just want the album of a reissue, there's a few people started doing this. You can buy that really, really cheap, cheaper than a normal CD has been for forever, pretty much. But if you want the extras, then you can pay for it. So that's an interesting trend. I'm interested to see how many more people start doing this, where you can buy a phenomenally cheap version of the main album and then pay extra for extras. So yeah, that's my number 10, Tears for Fears, Sowing the Seeds of Love. Very enjoyable. At number 9, I did an unboxing video on this a few months ago, but it's the 50th anniversary edition. It's worth pointing out that these are not all things that have come out this year. These are things that I've bought this year, so some of them might have been around a while. But this is a 50th anniversary version of the 1968 Small Faces, Ogden's Nut Gone Flake, one of my favourite albums of the 1960s. This is a great vinyl package. It's got three discs in here. I'll just show you a bit of a close-up there. So you've got the mono version of the album, which I've never been the biggest fan of the mono version. I talked about it in my unboxing video why. Stereo version and outtakes, and one of them's a red, one of them's a white, and one of them's a blue vinyl. So that is a really nice package of one of my favourite albums. That is number 9. Number 8, what have we got? So, this is an absolutely gorgeous sounding piece of vinyl. This is Neil Young, Harvest. I think the hype sticker is in here if I open it up. Let me just worth showing you this. Mastered from the original analog master tapes, and my goodness, you can tell that is one beautiful sounding record. So I wasn't massively familiar with the album, to be honest. I knew the obvious ones like Old Man and Heart of Gold, but I didn't really know the rest of it very well. So I've been giving this a few listens, and it just sounds so real. I know Neil Young obviously has always been very, very concerned about sound quality. It's something that's very dear to him, and he's not let us down on that. That is fantastic. I'm going to put, if anybody's interested in any of this stuff, I've got there's Amazon links down below that I can put where it's only UK links, but if that's of use to you, they will be there. Number 7. Another, I've been trying to get hold of some like really good sounding records this year, and this is another one. So this is a music on vinyl reissue of one of my favourite jazz albums, Dave Brubeck, Time Out. Just a fantastic sounding album, and it's got, for those of you, for the Beatles fans among you, if you don't know already, there is a tune on here which is Kathy's Waltz, which All My Loving, Paul McCartney's All My Loving, the Beatles, of course, just completely takes a section of Kathy's Waltz. I don't know whether it was subliminal on the part of Paul McCartney or whether he knew what he was doing. I guess there was maybe a little bit of tune stuck in his head if he'd heard it. But there's a passage of about sort of 10 or 12 consecutive notes, which is identical. Really, it's interesting. First time I heard Kathy's Waltz, it really sort of took me by surprise. Like, whoa, what's going on? And I was checking the dates and realising that this came out a few years beforehand. But this music on vinyl pressing of Dave Brubeck's Time Out is great. If you don't know, if you're interested in this, there's actually in January 2021, there's a Time Out Sessions album coming out, which has got alternate versions from the original sessions of those songs. It's not coming out on vinyl as far as I know. It's only coming out on CD or high-res download, so I'm certainly going to be picking that up in January because I'd love to hear some of that other stuff. So that was my number 7. At number 6, this is something that I actually only got about a week ago, and I've been meaning to pick it up for ages, but I'm from Yorkshire. We're notorious. We like to hang on to our pennies, and this came down to a number of pennies that I was happy to pay. And it's the 2012 Magical Mystery Tour Deluxe box set. So yeah, I'd sort of, it passed me by at the time. I bought the Blu-ray at the time, and that's actually in here. So I've got a spare Blu-ray now of Magical Mystery Tour. I wonder if that could be one of the prizes maybe in my competition. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, this is really good. This has got inside it, it's got that Blu-ray DVD. It's quite a similar sort of package to the Magical Sgt. Pepper that came out in 2017, in the way that it sort of all opens up and comes out, but it's not as big a package. We've got a ticket there for when a man buys a ticket for a Magical Mystery Tour, he knows what to expect. But it's got a real nice book in here. Not the, well, it has got the storybook, you know, the story of Magical Mystery Tour with the wizards and the coach journey and everything. It's got all that, but this is a making of the film, and it shows you all sorts of sort of photos from the productions, information about them making it, the route that they took along the south coast of England down towards Devon and Cornwall. So I'm really looking forward to having a good read of that, because it's something that I don't know masses about. So that's going to be a really interesting read. And it's also got the original 2-disc vinyl EP, the UK EP. There you go, on Parlophone, and the other disc in the other side. So that's really nice, because, you know, obviously we've all got the Magical Mystery Tour album that was released in the United States and is now part of it's classed as official Beatles canon, really. But this was the original UK single EP, or well, on 2 discs, and I've never had that, so that's nice to have. So yeah, that's I've got more time to spend with that certainly, but that's my number 6, my new purchase of the Magical Mystery Tour Deluxe box set. That's very nice. Let's not pile too much stuff on top of each other. Okay, we are into the top 5 now. At number 5, we got a new album from one of the greatest, Bob Dylan, Rough and Rowdy Ways. I haven't got the vinyl of this, and to be honest, the reason that I haven't bought it on vinyl is this CD just sounds so damn good. And I imagine the vinyl is a step up again, but this just sounds incredible. So Bob's come out with, he's obviously been doing his American standards over the last few years and Christmas albums and that kind of thing. But over the last sort of 10 or so years, he's not done much in the way of new material. And there's some cracking songs on here. It's not too dissimilar to Modern Times, which is it's probably my favourite modern day Bob Dylan album. But this has got some great songs on it. Murder Most Foul, that takes up a second disc at the end, is just a bit of an epic, really, and really been enjoying that. I still need to spend more time with it, like with a lot of these things, but I may get the vinyl, but that CD is a really good sounding CD. So that's my number 5. Okay, into the top 4. John Lennon. Give Me Some Truth. The box set, I've really loved these remixes of the songs, the new Paul Hicks remixes, all this under the control of Sean Lennon. Now is obviously Sean is kind of taking over the mantle from Yoko, been in charge of these John Lennon projects, and he's getting himself off to a great start. More to come. We know Plastic Ono Band's going to be coming in 2021. But the remixes, what I'm finding is that they're helping you to really sort of appreciate what's in the songs. And I know people can be critical of the remixes. I understand that some of those criticism. I understand what you mean by them, but I'm really enjoying hearing what's there. And I've been listening to quite a few George Harrison albums lately, in that box set that's behind me, that side, and. Again, some of it just sounds muddy. I'm really looking forward to the All Things Must Pass remix. It's an incredible album anyway. It was my album of the 1970s that when I did a video on that. But, there's so much more can be brought out of it. And I was listening to Extra Texture and Dark Horse and just thinking, there's a lot in there that sounds like it could be good, but I'd love to hear more of it. So I'm really loving things like this, these remixes. And I think it's been a really loving sort of tribute to John's overall career as that, and it's setting a template for the Lennon projects that are going to come over the next few years. So that is my number 4. Give Me Some Truth. We're into the top 3 now. So at number 3, loving this, absolutely loving this. This is the half-speed vinyl remaster of McCartney that came out for one of the Record Store days a couple of months or so ago. And the first time I listened to it, I did a video on it, and I listened to it, and I thought, yeah, I can see a bit of a sort of an incremental improvement there. The more I listen to it, the more just the detail that you can hear that comes out from these half-speed remasters. There's just more detail in those grooves, and I keep going back and listening to the archive version as well, because that still sounds really good. But I'm thinking I don't want to get complacent with this. I want this to be like a treat. So I've been listening to the archive version, and then occasionally putting this on, and just this is beautiful. So I think probably any of you who've got this and have got a good system to listen to it on are probably appreciating just how good that sounds. The bass is so smooth on it, and whether that's as a result of this half-speed mastering, I don't know. But yeah, that's really good. That's my number 3. So number 2, I've been looking at, I've bought so many copies of this album over the years, and I finally got one where I think I don't need to buy this again, because this is the one, and it's the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds, and this is, try and get you a close-up, this is an Analog Productions version of it. And it just sounds amazing. This isn't actually what I thought I was ordering. I thought I was ordering the mono version, which apparently is another incremental step up. And then this came and I thought stereo. I didn't order stereo. I looked on my order. I really did order the stereo, but that was me not looking closely enough. This sounds fantastic. I mean, I love the 50th anniversary version that I've got on was it a DVD or a Blu-ray that came in the book, which that book there sounded fantastic. And then that just that's dead to me now, that version, compared to this. It's just so alive. One of the great albums, in my opinion, and that is the best that I've ever heard it sound. Brilliant. So, my number 1. We're at my number 1 of my favourite purchases of 2020. And originally in my top 10, this was going to take up 2 spaces. But I thought, no, it's unfair. I'll group it all together, and it allows me to bring something else in. And So it's the Flaming Pie Paul McCartney Archive Collection. Vinyl version there, the 3LP version, and the deluxe edition. Not the collector's edition, the deluxe edition. You know, I said at the time I wasn't going to buy the collector's edition, that sort of £500-600 one, and I didn't. Very happy for those of you that have got it. I hope you're loving it, but it was just too much for me. But that, I don't know yet where I rank this in my Paul McCartney Archive Collection rankings. You know, I did a video a couple of years ago on that, and I might update that at some point, maybe when the next lot come out. Where is this in that? It's probably top 3, but I don't know where exactly. But there's so much goodies in there. Real good video content with the making of documentaries, etc. Sounds great. And the vinyl, again, it's a half-speed remaster. I'm loving these half-speed remasters. I would absolutely love it in 2021 if, for example, we got one for McCartney for the 50th anniversary. Can we have a Ram half-speed remaster for its 50th anniversary next year? Because that would be fantastic. But it sounds incredible, does this album on the half-speed vinyl. Just things like Heaven on a Sunday just sounds so gorgeous. So, you know, I'd always loved Flaming Pie as an album. I think before this came out, I had it as something like my number 3 or 4 Paul McCartney album overall. And it's just reminded me this year what a classy album this is. Just Paul riding that Beatles anthology wave and him getting back to being what he could be. So, yeah, I think the Paul McCartney Flaming Pie Archive Collection is a wonderful thing, and I'm saying that's my number 1 purchase for 2020. Hope you can join me over the next week, 2 weeks, for all the McCartney III fun. We're going to hopefully enjoy that. I really hope it's a good album. I have no idea yet, but going to be all over that. And like I say, live stream or 2, I don't know yet, on the release day, where you're welcome to come and join me, and let's just listen to the album together and see what we think of it. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments what your best purchases of this year are. I would love to see them, and I will see you again very soon. Thank you very much. Goodbye. One take, yes.